The phone rang at 9 in the morning. Amy almost didn't answer. Unknown number, international code. She was tired. Camden flat quiet except for traffic outside, but something made her pick up. Amy Winehouse? The voice was warm, familiar, unmistakable. Yes? This is Tony Bennett. I've been listening to your album, Back to Black. It's extraordinary. Would you consider singing with me? Amy sat up in bed, stared at the wall. Tony Bennett, the legend, the voice that defined jazz for 60 years, calling her, asking her to collaborate. Is this real? He laughed, genuine, kind. Very real. I don't make calls like this often. But your voice, it's the real thing. The kind that comes once in a generation. I'd be honored to share a microphone with you. She hung up, heart racing, called Mark Ronson immediately. Tony Bennett just called me. What? Tony Bennett. He wants to collaborate. You said yes, right? I hung up on him. Mark laughed. Call him back. Now. This is once in a lifetime. The studio in New York felt different. Not just the equipment, not just the acoustics, the weight, the history. Abbey Road Studios, where Sinatra recorded, where Ella sang, where jazz legends built their legacies. Now Amy walked through those same doors. Tony was already there, 81 years old, still sharp, still present, still listening like every note mattered. He stood when she entered, extended his hand. Amy, thank you for coming. Thank you for calling. They sat, talked for an hour before touching the microphone, about jazz, about soul, about the music they both loved. Tony spoke about Billie Holiday, about Dinah Washington, about the singers who made him want to sing. You remind me of them, he said, not in imitation, in spirit. You sing like you mean it, like the song costs you something. It does. That's why it matters. Anyone can hit the notes. Few can make you feel them. Recording Body and Soul with Tony Bennett wasn't just collaboration. It was validation. Recognition from someone who'd seen 6 decades of music, who'd performed with the greats, who knew the difference between talent and truth. They stood at separate microphones, eye contact across the studio. The band started. Soft, gentle, jazz standard from 1930. Tony sang first verse, his voice still rich, still controlled, still carrying weight. Then Amy joined, harmony, her voice wrapping around his. Not competing, complementing, 2 generations, 2 interpretations, 1 song. The engineer signaled from the booth, perfect take, but neither moved. They kept singing, kept finding new spaces in the melody, kept discovering what their voices could do together. When they finished, silence filled the studio. Tony smiled. That's it. That's the one. Amy felt tears, didn't know why. Tony saw them. It's overwhelming, isn't it, when the music is bigger than you? Yes? Good. That means you're still connected, still human. The day it stops overwhelming you is the day you should stop singing. Mark Ronson understood Amy differently. Not as legend, not as student, as partner. Equal creative mind pushing each other higher. They'd built Back to Black together. Now they were building something else. Trust, artistic language that needed no translation. His London studio became sanctuary. No pressure, no timeline. Just 2 people chasing sounds only they could hear. Play that bass line again, Amy said. Mark adjusted the synthesizer, played the sequence. Amy closed her eyes, moved her hand like conducting. Now drop the top notes, keep the rumble. He removed layers, stripped it bare, just low-frequency pulse. That's it. That's the heartbeat. They work differently than most producer-artist relationships. No hierarchy, no ego, just mutual respect for each other's instincts. Mark never told Amy what to sing. Amy never dictated Mark's production. They suggested, offered, collaborated. "What if we recorded this in one take?" Mark asked. "No safety net?" "No safety net, just you and the band. Live, raw." "What if I mess up?" "Then we keep the mess. Perfection is boring. You're interesting." Amy sang it once, voice cracking on the bridge. Breath audible, human. Mark kept every imperfection. "Listen," he said, playing it back. The crack made it real, made it vulnerable, made it Amy. "It's perfect," she said. "It's honest." Salaam Remi brought different energy. Where Mark was precise, Salaam was loose. Where Mark built architecture, Salaam created atmosphere, both essential, both part of Amy's sound. Salaam's Miami studio felt like home, warm, comfortable, incense burning, windows open, music always playing, not just while recording, always. Jazz standards, old soul, hip-hop, everything blending. "You feel that?" Salaam asked, adjusting the bass. "The pocket?" "The pocket, where the beat sits, not rushed, not dragged, just floating." Amy nodded, found the space between the drums, sang into it, let her voice find the pocket Salaam created. "There," he said. "That's it. You're not on top of the beat. You're inside it." What made these collaborations work wasn't just talent. It was respect. Tony respected Amy's instincts. Mark respected her imperfections. Salaam respected her rhythm. No one tried to change her. They tried to amplify what made her unique. In an industry built on control, these men gave her freedom. In a business obsessed with polish, they encouraged her rawness. In a world demanding consistency, they celebrated her unpredictability. Amy called Mark one night, 3 a.m, London time. "I just wrote something. Can I come over?" "Now?" "Now." 30 minutes later, she was in his studio, playing piano, singing fragments. Mark recording everything. No judgment, no impatience, just listening. "What do you think?" she asked. "I think it's brilliant. But more important, what do you think?" "I think it might be too honest." "There's no such thing." The Tony Bennett collaboration taught Amy about legacy. Not just musical legacy, human legacy, how you treat people, how you respect the craft, how you stay humble despite success. Tony never acted like a legend, never demanded deference, never used his status as a weapon. He treated studio musicians with same respect as headliners, remembered names, asked about families, cared about people. "You've worked with everyone," Amy said during a break. "Sinatra, Ella, Count Basie. What's the secret?" "There's no secret. You show up, you listen, you give the song what it needs, not what you need, what the song needs." "What if you don't know what the song needs?" "Then you keep listening until you do. The song will tell you. If you're quiet enough to hear it." Amy started applying Tony's wisdom everywhere, in sessions with Mark, in work with Salaam, in her own writing. She stopped forcing, started listening. The songs opened up. Mark noticed the shift. "Something's different. Tony told me to listen to the song, not my ego." "Smart man." "He said the song will tell you what it needs." "He's right. I've been saying that for years." "I know, but I needed to hear it from someone who's been doing this since before I was born." They laughed, but both understood. Sometimes wisdom needs the right messenger. Salaam created space for spontaneity. His sessions never felt rigid, never felt like work, felt like hanging out with music happening. "Let's try something," he said one day. "Don't think, just sing. Whatever comes out." Amy stepped to the microphone. Salaam started playing. Just Rhodes piano. Simple progression. Amy opened her mouth, sang without words, just sounds, melody without language. 3 minutes later, she stopped, opened her eyes. "That was beautiful," Salaam said. "That was nonsense. That was pure. We'll write words later. But that melody, That's the soul of the song, right there. The three men taught Amy different lessons. Tony taught her legacy means treating people right. Mark taught her imperfection is honesty. Salaam taught her spontaneity is sacred. Together, they gave her framework for artistic integrity. But more than that, they gave her family. Musical family, people who cared about the art more than the business, who valued creativity over commerce, who protected her voice instead of exploiting it. In meetings with labels, these men fought for her, pushed back against executives, defended her artistic choices. They didn't always win, but they always fought. "Why do you do this?" Amy asked Mark after a particularly brutal label meeting. "Do what?" "Fight for me. You could make easier money with easier artists." "I don't want easy money. I want great music, and you make great music. That's worth fighting for." The collaborations extended beyond studio. Tony invited Amy to his shows, brought her on stage, introduced her to jazz legends, opened doors. But quietly, without fanfare, just mentor helping student. Mark became confidant, someone she could call at 3 in the morning, someone who understood the pressure, someone who never judged. Salaam became sanctuary. His studio was refuge. Place where music mattered more than image, where Amy could be artist instead of commodity. Together, these three men created safety net. Not financial safety, not career safety, creative safety. Permission to take risks, permission to fail, permission to be human while making music. The industry didn't understand these relationships. Executives saw producers, consultants, hired help. But Amy saw collaborators, partners, friends. "They keep asking me to work with other producers," she told Tony. "What do you say?" "I say no. Mark and Salaam understand my voice. Why would I start over?" Loyalty is rare in this business. Hold on to it. "You've been loyal to your band for decades." "Exactly. Find people who make you better, then don't let go." The final lesson came during Amy's last session with Tony. They were recording another duet. "It don't mean a thing." Ellington standard. They'd done 3 takes, all perfect technically. Tony stopped, looked at the engineer. "We're missing something." "What?" "Joy. We're singing it right, but we're not feeling it right. This song is celebration. We sound like we're at a funeral." They took a break, walked outside. Tony talked about seeing Duke Ellington live, how the band smiled while playing, how the joy was visible, audible, essential. "Music without joy is just noise," he said. They went back inside, did one more take. This time they smiled, laughed between phrases, let the fun show through. When they finished, everyone in the studio was grinning. "That's the one," Tony said. "That's the one people will feel." Amy learned the deepest lesson then. Technical perfection meant nothing without emotional truth. These men, Tony, Mark, Salaam, they all understood that. They all prioritized feeling over precision, soul over polish, humanity over marketability. In an industry that wanted to make her into product, these collaborators helped her stay human, helped her stay artist, helped her stay Amy. Years later, Mark would say the sessions with Amy were the best of his career, not because of the success, because of the creativity, the freedom, the trust. Salaam would say Amy taught him as much as he taught her, about vulnerability, about honesty, about letting the imperfections show. Tony would say Amy reminded him why he loved music, her rawness, her refusal to fake emotion, her commitment to truth. These weren't just collaborations, they were artistic family. People who understood the cost of honesty, who valued the crack in the voice, who knew perfection was the enemy of soul. And in those studio sessions, with Tony's wisdom, Mark's protection, Salaam's spontaneity, Amy found what every artist searches for: not success, not fame, connection, understanding, creative home. Behind every performance is the weight of expectation, the pressure of perfection, the exhaustion of always being watched. Next time, we go backstage, where the lights fade, the crowds disappear, and Amy faces the hardest part of fame, the silence after the applause. What happens when the show ends? Don't miss the next episode.